When was the last time you saw a voice so singular that you could identify it immediately in a sea of mediocre portrayals attempting to bridge the gap between a character and a person? The truth is, we're lacking in proper eccentricity. Self-expression is king in film and in modern society, but we fail so passionately at it that anyone who seems to get it right gains an aura of untouchable intrinsic beauty. Bowie, Basquiat, Ohashi, Robin Williams, Zidane. Self-expression is not limited to form, to spectacle, or even to occasion. It's an all-encompassing energy that you carry with you into the most minute of interactions, including the time you spend alone. We so often associate it with the unobtainable that seems to be thrown around so often, the idea of something needing to be iconic, that we overinflate or ignore our own self-expression. But there is one man who seems to have his finger on the pulse, who understands the simplicity of true eccentricity: Wes Anderson. If there were to be a film that perfectly represents his vision and voice, it would have to be The Grand Budapest Hotel. And in Mr. Gustave, eccentricity finds a most worthy home. Mr. Gustave is the Grand Budapest's concierge. He's vain, charming, strong, kind, and ruthless. Yes, he's all of those things at the same time, all the time. You see, Mr. Gustave carries with him a great gift that so many of us struggle with. He elicits emotion. Whether positive or negative is inconsequential because emotional reactions linger with people and they bring you to their attention. He does this by having an undying respect for his self-expression. It allows him to be all of those things when he feels like it, with no second thought or hesitation. The question of whether or not to be eccentric doesn't even come into the picture, no matter the situation, because, after all, why would anyone deny themselves that if they respect how they feel? This is what Wes Anderson gets right time and time again. Now that I'll put it into words for you, you won't be able to ignore it as you spot it in yourself or out in the world. To write genuinely eccentric people, you must understand that they aren't taken aback by the strangeness of things. If the bizarre is banal, then engaging in it elicits the same proactivity as you going about your daily life. They don't compromise their voice because it causes discomfort in others. They pray to an untouchable God. Think about someone who always makes you feel like you're the only person in the world that matters when they speak to you. Someone who sees something in you, even if you don't recognize it in yourself. The genuine asks you to recognize it, but more importantly, it invites you to partake and express it yourself. That's what they're doing to you, and it's what Mr. Gustave does to everything. The truth of a situation isn't to be doubted, no matter how mad, because the truth is respected above all else. With violence, he's violent. With romance, he's seductive and flirtatious. With danger, he's fearless. And with his friends, he's everything you could ever ask him to be. Mind you, he's not perfect at it. He's prone to putting it on, then realizing his mistake and quickly bringing himself back to baseline. He's also incredibly impulsive, a symptom of being so in love with your world and your way of doing things that you can be brutal. The one thing he is allergic to, however, is bullshit. It's why he gives Zeros such a hard time with his work experience during their interview. Legitimate as it may be, he only really recognizes Zero as a potential lobby boy once he's passed the no bullshit test. Step 1. Interact with the genuine. That's why he's conducting the interview himself. Step 2. Say anything that is truly true to you. Zero respects the Grand Budapest with a near unmatched passion, one he also sees in Mr. Gustave. So when that shows itself, Mr. Gustave can only react in the way he knows how.
Very good.
The same is true for how Mr. Gustave brings the most genuine nature of people out of them. His no bullshit approach, or charming, knowing, seductive bullshit approach, invites all with the courage for it to partake. That isn't to say he brings out the best in people. No, he simply brings out who they truly are at any given moment in time, depending on whatever circumstances he's put them under. It's why he can throw his affection about so freely, because though startling to some, the way they react to his self-expression shows which world they'd rather be a part of. It's like looking at a group of people and not understanding what they see in each other. What you might be missing is that they may just be looking for companionship in their eccentricity. Eccentric people don't need permission to be themselves, but they allow others to feel like it's been granted to them. And inviting energy might just be what we all need. You never know the impact it could have. So, what happens when you deprive the eccentric of their banal?
Honestly, you forgot the lead panache. I don't believe it. I mean, how could you? I've been in jail, Zero. Do you understand how humiliating this is? I smell. That's just marvellous, isn't it?
Yeah, that. Don't get it wrong, none of this is easy. Even representing it properly has shown itself to be a nightmare. So when a character like this shows up on a script and he comes to life with the charm and courage and vulnerability that exudes from him, you sit and watch in awe. Even when there is space for manipulation and secrecy, we fall for its charm when we know it's generally part and parcel of that person's character. So to save you from hearing me tell you more about this man I never met, I'll let those who loved him describe him best.
To be frank, I think his world had vanished long before he ever entered it. But I will say, he certainly sustained the illusion with a marvelous grace.
Thank you all so much for watching. We recently hit a milestone on our The Whale video, so we just wanted to thank you for all the support we've reached so far. We're hoping to continue this growth and to show you even more incredible video essays. And as always, for more character-based video essays, you can look to this channel.